let me first pose the first question to the director on the board, Venki, the treasurer of Rotary International. Venki, a quick question to you. What does the board think? Is it a membership organization or is it a service organization?
I think Kamal doesn't like me very much. That's quite evident with the first question, but nevertheless, let me attempt answering this. We are a member-based organization that does service. We are not a service organization that has members. I think Rotarians need to understand the difference. We are not somebody like Red Cross. We are a member organization that does service, and if we understand that clearly, the entire focus will come back to the right track.
Okay, so Venki, the director on the board says that we are a membership organization. Doing service. The service is our product. Membership is the organization and our resources. So follow up on that, Venki. I said this thing just now. Membership is our only asset, sustainable asset, and our only resource. What does the board think is that how do we continue with this resource, and every time when the resource depletes, we increase cost? Is this a good practice?
Okay, membership is certainly our biggest asset and biggest internal priority. Now, the cost of membership has got a direct bearing on how many members we have. And let me tell you, the board does not recruit members. So it's not the board's responsibility. It's responsibility of every Rotarian at every club, in every country, every zone to bring in members. So the board would want, as a matter of policy and as a matter of good governance, we would want more members, more quality members, more focused members, so that our costs are kept under control. What are we spending money on? Some of you who were there in the earlier session would probably understand that we are spending our money on member satisfaction. So if you are collecting money from the members, it's being spent on their satisfaction and experience. So I think all of us should put in our effort to get in members and make sure that we keep growing as we go along.
Stephanie, I'll come back. You made a fantastic presentation on the strategies that Rotary should adopt. Something you spoke in that, and we were challenged by COVID, but in spite of COVID, Rotary did fantastic well by retaining our membership and in fact showing a marginal increase and stopping the slide. What do you think was the principal flexibility which Rotary adopted to prevent the slide or probably doing that marginal increase during the COVID times?
I think it has plenty to do with the salary we get. And the salary we get is psychic income. Because every time we do something in the name of Rotary, it makes us feel good. And that's the paycheck we get. So despite having a pandemic, all of us were looking for ways to continue that good feeling, which is why so many of the COVID grants and so much of the work of individual clubs taking care of their communities and taking care of their members was so important, because it is in our DNA as Rotarians, as Rotaract members, as interactors, as early actors. It's in our DNA that we want to make the world a better place, and when we do that, we get psychic income.
Thank you, Stephanie. You know, Drew, you spoke about family of Rotary, involving your family into Rotary. Taking that cue from there, the biggest question in Rotary today is that gender parity, which also links to the family of Rotary directly or indirectly. What is your take on gender parity? I mean, can an organization be successful where across the world the gender disparity is there? We have just got about 24% compared to 66%. How do you see that, how we can attain the gender parity?
Thank you, Paul, for that question. And I will tell you, this is one of, I think, the leading opportunities we have as an organization, because while it's gender, and it's also, as it was noted before, we have to represent the communities in which we serve. And that goes from gender to age to any demographic we can think of. that's what's going to make sure that we're around for years and years and years to come. I think gender is the lowest hanging fruit on that. And I think there are those who have figured it out, and clubs who have figured it out, and Rotaract has figured it out because they are at gender parity. And we have a lot to learn by what they've done. And there are certain parts of the world that have a long way to go, but my hope is they see the value in what this means, and they see the value in bringing in the community in which they serve.
Fantastic. So I ask you a question, let me be the devil's advocate. Every time someone tries to open a new club and then, there's this thing that this is a women's club, 20 women have joined up, and then suddenly we start saying that, no, this is not. But when a membership form goes for all men's club, nobody talks about it. Do a follow-up question on that. What do you think about that?
So I'll start by telling you it's all about member experience. And if a member's receiving the experience they're looking for and they're seeing the value proposition, then I'm okay with whatever they're looking for being the right model for them. Having said that, if you were to ask me from a personal perspective, what Rotary Club I want to be part of, is I want to be part of a Rotary Club that has a little bit of everything. My story is that I was 20.
Our Rotary International headquarters, there's great thought processes going on every time, coming out with many many good ideas. But when it comes to the club and district level, there is a slip in understanding, and there is a gap is created. Now the first one is engagement of members. When you see the engagement of members, the first you have to evaluate what is the strength of your club. We never evaluate our strength of our club. We invite members that don't engage them with engaging their members. We try to understand what is the aspiration of that particular member. We never do that. We try to, give them some kind of a work which is not their expertise. So many gaps are there. So I try to bridge those gaps. This is one. The second gap, which to my understanding is the Rotaract. The gap which is coming in, I've seen the latest figure which has come in from Rotary International membership in the month of November. That shows that there's quite a percentage of negative growth on membership of Rotaractors around the world. And the reasons is very simple that 1st of January the membership fees is coming, $5 and $8. But now, right from now, if we find it's a negative growth of Rotary clubs, we have to do something now. We have to arrest that. That, as I said, there's a back door. We have to stop the back door now. So there are many things we can do. There is a gap of understanding. The Rotaractors have to make them understand this is the amount of money is not much, but this is a sense of ownership we are giving to you. You are not a program of Rotary International, now you are an integral part of the Rotary International. It becomes the onus of all the Rotarians to take this matter forward with the Rotaractors and arrest this gap. Third gap, which I thought of, new format of clubs. I have sent a mail to Brian to understand. Brian, you tell me what are the percentage of our growth in new format of clubs?
Let me just cut you out there. You spoke about new format of clubs. Why I'm saying this is absolutely imperative thing which you're talking about, new format of club. So let me relay that question now to Stephanie. She's been giving these master classes all across the world on the new format and the success. Stephanie, how do you think, this new word in the bylanes of Rotary is flexibility and being nimble. Every time I go to the 18th floor, it's flexibility and nimble, and Rotary has responded to it very fantastic. Can you show a bit of light on, do you think this new nimbleness of Rotary and the flexibility of new formats of club, is it working or is it not working?
It absolutely is working. New clubs work because they become attractive to people who are not attracted to our traditional clubs. So the innovative club model that we talk about is important to the future of our organization. I mentioned it this morning. There are so many people in our communities who would be great Rotarians. They would be wonderful Rotarians, but we simply did not have the right kind of club for them to join. So the innovative club models, the new models that are now have been adopted by Rotary, give us that flexibility to create the kind of club experience that can be attractive to people who would not normally come into the traditional clubs that we have. So they work, they attract people, they are the fastest growing segment of our Rotary as we look at the future.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Drew, I just wanted to, before I get back to Venki about road track, invariably now, you know, a lot of people associate that we should only be service-oriented in Rotary. But today, like Stephanie said, these cause-based clubs have come. You could have a golfers club, you could have a bikers club, you could probably have a mountain climbers club, you could have a musicians club. What do you say about that? I mean, is it going to dilute our ethos, or is it going to strengthen our ethos, these cause-based clubs?
I believe if a member or potential member shares the same ideals that I do and you do, then there needs to be a place, a platform for them. Because at the end of the day, if you live your life by the four-way test, I want you to be part of us. And if that means you joining a golf club and getting your Rotary experience on a golf course by playing 9 holes, then that's terrific. So I think from a perspective of strength, this adds to us if they're like-minded.
So thank you, Drew. You know, Stephanie is very excited. The moment she said that, she said, I want to get into this. Okay, Stephanie, let's hear you.
So, Kamal, since you mentioned cause-based clubs, I wanted to let our audience know that our MC today, Jason Brown, is helping to form a cause-based club for people in the video gaming industry. So if you have children or if you have grandchildren who would be interested in an e-club that's focused on gaming, you need to talk to Jason before you leave today.
So, you know, this is absolutely outstanding. We've never heard this in Rotary before. It's only after the flexibility that, you know what, you can join Rotary just to have fun. It's not necessary that you have to join Rotary just to do service. Rotary is all about, like Director Drew said, it's about the experience you want in Rotary. It's your choice what type of experience you want in Rotary. So let me come back to Venki. Venki, we hear a lot about this inclusiveness of road track, trying to making road track more inclusive into Rotary. What does the board think about it, and what are the steps the board on the 18th floor are taking so that road track becomes more and more inclusive?
Okay, first, before I answer that, since Stephanie has put me on the marketing track for recruiting new members, let me add my pitch to that. Tim Pullis, partner of Wiki, is a part of an e-club of flying Rotarians. So those of you who want to fly, or that's your passion, you know whom to contact, Tim Pullis. Okay, I've done my marketing pitch. Now let me come to the question. See, road track is as normally it happens when you exceed your time. Road track, as all of us know, is no more a program of Rotary. It's a type of membership. What does that mean? Which means they are members of Rotary with a different set of rules that govern them. What does the board think? We want to elevate them to a stage where at some point they might become Rotary Club members. But we are in no hurry. As long as they want to be there in road track, let them be in road track and do whatever suits them, whatever they're happy with. They're still members of our organization. However, let me add a rider to that. There was a question yesterday from one of the governors as to how should Rotary clubs handle road track? So I want to address that. Some of you maybe were interested in knowing this. Please don't handle them. They are capable of handling themselves. Don't handle them. This is a kind of a superiority complex that we start with. That I need to handle road track club. I need to handle them. I'm sorry. They are capable of teaching you a lesson or two. So leave them alone. They will handle themselves very, very well. They are extremely focused, passionate, and energetic, and have the skill sets that are required today. I tell you, I want to share with you an example, Kamal, if you permit me, something that Drew shared with me some time back, a few days ago. He said his club has an option of making the payment to the club using that digital wallet. What do you call that? No, not crypto. No, not crypto. Digital wallet. I think people are younger to me will understand that. I don't. But how many of the Indian clubs have that option? Maybe if you introduce that, you will be able to attract younger members. We still insist on writing out a check, handing out the check. The treasurer will deposit in the bank. Move on, guys. Let's get real. That's not what the 30-year-old and the 40-year-olds are interested in today. They would like for the Rotary Club to move with the times. So coming to Rotaract, if we let them define their role, they'll do a great job of it, and sooner or later, you will find them exceeding what Rotary Clubs are doing today, and I'll be happy to do so.
Thank you, Venki. Venki says, let Rotaractors define themselves. When you let them define themselves, they will do wonders. So just now, Stephanie put the stickers on us, so we are just about ticking. We've got 45 seconds left. Probably I'll take a minute more. The sticker says, the success to membership and success to membership growth. Growth means retaining and bringing in new members. Both together, they go side by side. One without each other does not survive. It goes both ways together. So the success to membership growth in Rotary International is the sticker of Stephanie. If anybody wants the sticker, you can crowd her once she gets down here. Make yourself irresistible. Are you all in sync with that? Yes. Make yourself irresistible. And before I close and ask for a comment from each one of them, I want to say one more thing. Invariably, when we talk about doing things in Rotary, he said Rotary is a teamwork. You know what? Membership is the only thing which you can do individually in Rotary, because you bring in a member and you retain a member. So the new slogan in Rotary today is that each one, retain one, and bring one. So let me repeat it again. Each one, bring one, and retain one. So thank you very much for all the panelists. Let's give them a big hand before I ask them for a closing statement. To all you four panelists, fantastic. They are the ones who sit on the 18th floor and guide us to get better membership and better growth in Rotary. So my last question to each one of you and a comment. Is Rotary the corporate priority of the Rotary International and every Rotarian across the world? Should it be the corporate priority and the priority? Membership, yes. Membership growth. Is it the corporate priority of Rotary and should be the corporate priority? Because everything in Rotary ticks because of the membership. So, Anil first.
Yes, it is a corporate priority of Rotary. That has already been reflected. So we have a corporate club in a different formatted club. And this is doing 32%, what Brian has said, 32% growth that that particular segment has shown. So this means it had caught up the imaginations of the corporates. So this is definitely order of the day.
Membership is always be the #1 priority of Rotary International. The most simplistic way to say it, with more hands, more good gets done.
Okay, it's like asking, is breathing our priority? It's a necessity. Membership is not a priority, it's a necessity. Without that, we don't exist. I think it's a necessity and we all need to focus that way.
Stephanie.
Our #1 external priority has always been, since the mid-80s, eradicating polio. Our #1 internal priority is membership.
Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big warm applause to our esteemed panelists and thank you for being here.